What if I told you that some of the smartest entrepreneurs in ancient Rome weren't senators or generals, but women living in tiny, windowless rooms? Women whose names were scratched onto stone walls, and whose business strategies could still beat yours today. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 business lessons from Roman working women. Lessons on space, marketing, risk, and reputation, all built without funding, freedom, or formal power. They didn't just survive history, they hacked it. So if you've ever felt like the odds are stacked against you, this story is for you. Let's step into a cramped little Roman room and learn. 1. Tiny rooms, big systems. They lived in spaces smaller than your college dorm. No windows, one oil lamp, a single mat to sleep on. But somehow, it worked. These Roman working women didn't just live in those rooms. They ran businesses from them. By day, it was a shopfront. By night, a bedroom. Shelves doubled as storage and display. Curtains created privacy where bricks couldn't. Every object had more than one purpose. Every corner had a job. In Pompeii, archaeologists found entire lives packed into rooms no bigger than a minivan. But inside, order, function, systems. They didn't have Pinterest or IKEA hacks. They had necessity and astonishing clarity. The lesson? You don't need more space. You need more structure. Systems create freedom, even when conditions don't. And speaking of structure, some of them even figured out something we call brand strategy today, long before we had logos or LinkedIn. Let me show you. Second graffiti. Branding. On the wall of an ancient tavern in Pompeii, someone carved, Novelia Primigenia from Nuceria was here. It wasn't random. It wasn't rebellious. It was branding. By adding her hometown, Novelia wasn't just saying, I exist. She was telling locals, I'm one of you. She was building trust, centuries before hashtags and headlines. These women wrote their names in public spaces, near baths or markets, strategically, not accidentally. The lesson? Brand isn't a logo. It's how, where, and why people remember you. And the best part? You don't need a marketing budget. You just need consistency. Now imagine running a business where every customer expects to be remembered. 3. CRM. Without software. They didn't have apps or spreadsheets, but they remembered who liked wine, who brought friends, who needed a kind word after a bad day. These women built trust, not with tools, but with attention. Some even offered discounts for loyal customers, an early version of punch cards. The lesson? People don't stay because you're perfect. They stay because you see them. And speaking of choices, some had to choose between freedom and safety every single day. 4. Risk and autonomy. The gig economy of Rome street work gave them full control. They chose clients, set prices, kept everything they earned. But it also meant danger, isolation, no protection. Brothels offered shelter and steady clients, but took most of the earnings and all of the freedom. Different risks, different rewards. Sound familiar? The lesson? Freedom isn't free, but it's worth more when you know the cost. And sometimes, the support they needed didn't come from men, but from somewhere else entirely. 5. Religion equals reputation system. Some Roman temples opened their doors to working women, not to judge them, but to honor them. These weren't just places of worship. They were safe spaces, community centers, reputation hubs. Being seen in the right temple? It was like a 5-star review on Yelp. Only sacred. The lesson? Reputation doesn't come from perfection. It comes from participation. And even in a world designed to forget them, they carved their names in stone and in history. So the next time you think you need more time, more tools, more support to start something, remember them. They had no tech, no funding, no social approval, just cramped rooms, sharp minds, and unshakable grit. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They built systems. They built brands. They built trust. And somehow, without permission, they built legacy. If this story moved you, let me know in the comments. Which lesson hit home the most? And if you believe history still has more to teach us, subscribe. We're just getting started.